Hey, this is Jeff. Welcome back to Fallout 4 roleplaying with the attack key disabled. Nasty Nate needs to kill some time while Tinker Tom decodes the teleporter plans, so we're doing another mission for Dr. Carrington.
Augusta is still dark. Location enclosed. Exercise extreme caution.
This is one of my favorite dungeons in the game. Ghoul. Yeah, not even worth the ammo. Anyway, unlike a lot of locations where you have collapsed ceilings and barricades that feel kind of contrived to force you through a gauntlet, and that's not unique to Fallout 4, that's all the Fallout games, really. This one feels organic. There are multiple ways to navigate through most of it, places where you can spy on the enemy or pick them off from cover or just charge in frontal assault all guns blazing. I'll be using stealth, obviously.
That looks technical.
Like this door. You hack the terminal to unlock it, but then it's blocked from the other side anyway. Can't get through. So what's the point? Well, if you're patient, the raiders occasionally come back here. In fact, there's one already. Yeah, if you've been paying really close attention, you may notice my sneak attack bonus used to be 3.6 and now it's 3.3. See, Deacon found a way around already. Anyway, there's a bug with how Ninja, Mr. Sandman, and Cloak and Dagger stack. So I suppressed my loathing of Steam, downloaded the update that supposedly fixed it, and what do you know? It reduces the damage, but it doesn't fix the bug. The bonus still calculates wrong depending on the order you take certain ranks of those perks. So once again, an update does more harm than good. So you can just go through the atrium, but it's lit up by the bonfire, and if you prefer the shadows like Nate, you have the option of sneaking around through these rooms on the perimeter. And we're not even to the cool part yet. Oh, there's a machine gun turret. Railroad agents who were killed by the Institute, and presumably once the place was undefended, the raiders moved it. Hello? Where did you come from? Anyway, it doesn't look like the raiders have been here that long since they're still in the process of getting rid of the bodies. And here's my favorite part, this big pit-like area with all the ramps and catwalks. Gun took a weird bounce.
I'll find you! Fucking hide from me. You're dead!
I've shot obstacles I was taking cover behind a million times, but if it's going to happen to a bad guy, I'm very glad it happened to the guy with the missile launcher. Yeah, this whole area is just great design. It's fun to explore. It rewards different tactics if you're a tank or you run and gun or you use stealth.
I'm good to go.
There's the status report. And there are multiple ways to get to the bottom, but since I have a full set of acrobat gear, here's one I've never tried. Awesome. There's a little surprise down here, and the first time I saw it, I almost pooped myself. Yeah. Deathclaw. And that first time, the raiders had given me a good bit more trouble than they did this time, so I was in much worse shape then. And Nate's fighting a Deathclaw in his underwear. Classic. This should be worth some street cred. Never hurts to have people think you might be crazy. Too bad the only witness is a pathological liar.
It's as I feared. 3 safe houses gone. Hard to imagine. I have nothing further for you at the moment. I'm sure someone else could use your help. No shortage of fires to be put out.
You got the platform built yet? Tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm waiting for the good news.
You figure out the rest of the plans?
Oh yeah, man. I squared away the science with the engineering. We should be in business, but I want to run the numbers again just to be sure. You finished the platform?
Yeah, the platform's done.
And I filled in the blanks on the blueprints. We can actually build this crazy thing. The science of this monstrosity is wow. But fortunate for us, the ingredients pretty common. But there's 3 specialty items that I just can't grab from our safe houses. You find those, and we'll knock down the gates of hell.
Tom's just taking it in stride. I'll get started.
Yeah, the sooner the better. After you get the gettables, meet me at the build site.
I'll just put some clothes on first, but considering how much hoarding I've done, I probably have everything I need already.
We've been traveling for a spell. I was hoping to have some words with you.
I'm listening.
I'm used to flying solo, but I gotta admit, working with you makes me think I've been missing out. Having someone watching your back is refreshing, especially since you never know when the Institute is watching.
Don't go getting all mushy on me.
Oh, I was just about to open up about my first pet mole rat, Bessie, and the time we had to put her down. Some people at HQ were jealous. You took the big nap and everyone you knew is long gone. Now, hear me out on the silver lining. If a human in the railroad slips up, then they expose friends and loved ones to danger. You're safe from that.
Oh, yeah. It was my lucky day when they dropped the bomb, I'll tell you that.
What's done is done, and the upshot is you're in a position where you can act openly. If you go to ground, there's little the coursers can do about it. It doesn't matter much to me. I'm a synth. At least that's what they tell me. So I really don't have anything to lose. For Glory and me and the others, it's easier to dedicate ourselves to the cause.
That's interesting.
That's one word for it. Since we're traveling together, I want you to take this. It's my recall code. If you ever need to know something about the Institute, read it to me.
What could all that do? If you're really a synth, you got your memory wiped.
All right, you got me. No fooling you, huh? Don't take it personally. I lie to everyone. Maybe I'm just another human that has people back home he wants to protect. Then again, maybe not.
You could still be a synth. Are you?
I think I'll wait until the betting pool back at HQ gets a little higher before I answer that one. When I need some beer money. That code I gave you is a hard truth. You can't trust everyone. Even if someone sounds sincere, they could be a synth replacement working for the Institute. The bitch of the problem is recognizing the 90% of the time someone's on the up and up and the 10% of the time you're being played.
Yeah, I think I got a handle on that, Deke. And there's the teleporter, which I built on Spectacle Island because Nate doesn't want it taking out one of his precious adhesive plantations if it blows up, and which I put on top of the cargo containers and powered with wind turbines just because it makes the whole thing so huge and ugly. Plus, I've seen dozens of videos with it at Mercer Safe House or Sanctuary Hills or the airport, but I have never seen this. Not exactly easy to get to, but fun.
We got activity, Des. Not sure how long before it peaks.
The Institute is a huge unknown. Before we can make any plans, you need to do something. What I'm about to tell you is the most closely guarded secret the Railroad has. There's a man, or woman, we're not sure, inside the Institute who helps synths escape to freedom. Dozens of synths owe him their lives. We don't know his name. We've never had a way to contact him, so we gave him the code name, Patriot. Tom's encrypted a message for Patriot's eyes only. Once he sees it, he'll contact you. Until you make contact, and probably after, you need to stay in their good graces. You need to infiltrate them.
You gotta lock in all those molecules of yours. Hopefully we won't miss any. There's only, 60 trillion of them. All right, feeding our baby some juice. Let's see what she's got.
Take this holotape. You need it to contact Patriot.
Oh, man, don't worry. That's all part of the plan.
Find their weaknesses. If we can disable or destroy the Institute, we may have to do it. You jack that holotape into any terminal, and Patriot will make contact. He has to.
Got the RF. We got it.
Find a way to save them. Nobody else can.
Now.
This don't look like hell, so I guess I made it. They got duct tape here. They ain't so different from us, I guess.
Hello.
Hello.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful. I'm known as Father. The Institute is under my guidance. I know why you're here. I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator. I can only imagine what you've heard, what you think of us. I'd like to show you that you may have the wrong impression. Welcome to the Institute.
You guys live in a shopping mall.
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do.
You cashiers?
For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground. Someday, perhaps, we can show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground.
So where's the big and tall store?
There's too much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable. I'd like to talk to you about what we can do for everyone. But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Close, but no cigar. You're the kid from Cornflake's memory. You supposed to be Sean?
Who are you?
Where is everybody?
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
You ain't too quick on the uptake, kid. If you're really Sean, maybe that freezer gave you brain damage or something.
What's going on? Father? Father!
You're starting to sound like a broken record, kid. Just open the door.
I don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here, help me!
Maybe this'll jog your memory. Shut the hell up, brat. Now open the damn door.
Father? Father, Father, help me! He's trying to take me! Father? Father, help me!
Sean. S923, recall code Cirrus. Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli. Please try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges. Let's start anew. I am Father. Welcome to the Institute.
I ain't emotional, but you stole something from me, and that's a mistake nobody makes twice. So you better start talking, 'cause I could kill you right where you stand.
Yes. Yes, you could. And I would be powerless to stop you.
Good, we understand each other. I want answers, asshole. Now.
Under the circumstances, I will forgive your vulgarity, but I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined. You have traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
You like vulgarity? Bullshit.
Is it? After all the things you've seen and experienced in the Commonwealth? Think about it. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod and went searching for the son you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Actually, I was never sold on the 10 years. Thought it was some kind of con. But if you're Sean and you're pulling the strings now, that makes a lot more sense.
I'm glad you're willing to accept the truth. It's quite encouraging. At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
Yeah, you lost me. I don't see the point of any of this. What do synths have to do with the Institute snatching you?
You don't see the connection. Let me try to explain. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone. Even in their attempts to shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. Another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me, after discovering records from Vault 111. An infant, frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the Commonwealth. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
Sean, I ain't no egghead, but the Army trained us on nukes and radiation. When we was waiting to get in the vault, a big one went off a couple miles away. We got inside before the fallout could reach us, but we both took enough gamma rays to light up our chromosomes like a Christmas tree. They really needed uncorrupted DNA for the experiments. That might explain why their synths ain't quite right. And you might not have a third arm or nothing, but we're probably all kinds of messed up inside. Now, I ain't too worried, 'cause the symptoms take years to develop, and my line of work, the life expectancy ain't that great anyway. But if what you're saying's true, then you've been down here for, what, 60 years?
I have. Yes. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
So, you're in charge of the Institute, huh?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
Well, that's good to know. This complicates the situation a little bit, but bottom line, they stole from me. They're gonna compensate me with 60 years of interest payments, so there's gonna be a different kind of payback. If you're the guy I need to negotiate with, great. But why would they put you in charge?
I was the most qualified for the position. Obviously. I've lived my life within these walls, dedicated to science like every other member of the Institute. My hard work has paid off. Ultimately, the Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Hold that thought. Your mom liked them young, dumb, and lazy. I'm starting to think you might actually be mine. Speaking of your mom, cornflakes worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Yeah, he was a loser. Always killing when he should have been talking, and talking when he should have been killing. Surprised you used him.
Would you have preferred that I turned him loose on the Commonwealth? At least keeping him on a short leash kept the collateral damage to a minimum. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan. He never failed the Institute, but his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
I've heard enough for now. I got some thinking to do.
Very well. The Institute is on the verge of some important breakthroughs. Your presence would be appreciated as we approach them. I've been a part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people of the Institute. And now, after all these years, you have an opportunity to help with that. Doesn't that intrigue you? Isn't that what you want?
You want me to stay here, in the Institute?
Yes, that is what I propose. Is it so hard to imagine? The Institute can provide a better life than anything above ground. You've been in the Commonwealth. You've seen what it's like. I assure you that you are better off with us.
If you got spies all over the Commonwealth, you know I pretty much run the place. Yeah, sometimes I got rival gangs I gotta put down, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Keeps me sharp. Commies wiping the slate clean was the best thing ever happened to me. How can you say I'd be better off down here in your little pre-war shopping mall?
Because it is the simple truth. And I believe you know it too. I simply ask that you give the Institute, me, a chance. A chance to show you what I've been telling you. We really do have humanity's best interest at heart. Will you take that chance?
Yeah, I don't know about humanity's best interests, but I do know about my own best interests, and there's still the matter of compensation for being stole from and run around. You willing to see that I get my due?
Yes, I am. It would benefit us both to work together.
Maybe. Like I say, I got some thinking to do.
Just give it time. Give the Institute a chance. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with. You'll want to introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in Facilities, Dr. Ayo in SRB, Dr. Holdren in Bioscience, and finally Dr. Lee in Advanced Systems. They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them, and then we'll discuss what comes next.
All right, I think I'm going to call it a day, and we'll talk to the division heads next week. See you then.